Right here. Okay. Welcome to the Sisters of Stardust, our D&D campaign that we do over TikTok every Tuesday night at 7:30. Mountain Standard Time. Could be anywhere, right? But yeah, this is a single player campaign I run with my awesome sister. I'm Zach, the Dungeon Master, and I will let her introduce herself.
I am Amanda, aka Pantart, aka Deidra Shimmerstone. I am a storm sorcerer and a halfling with the Mark of Healing.
Cool. And last time when we played, we actually went to a well. So they had just barely finished up fighting some goblins at the Darkstone, which is what they figured out was a magical disturbance happening in the town of Huckleberry. After dealing with the goblins there, they're like, hey, we can't move this giant stone by ourselves. So they went and they decided to do a little side quest and get a crossbow. So what they ended up doing was going to an oil well for this guy, and they ran into like an oil creature at this oil well that was trying to make them slip with his oil powers. And the creature kept... basically, they beat him up and then got a bunch of oil, found some flasks in the place. And so, on their way back, they actually looked around, didn't see anybody following them, but there was some weird feeling like they were being watched. Once they got back to the smith, they gave him the oil, and he ended up giving Deidra her crossbow. After which, excuse me, they decided to meet up with Jeanette, which was a friend they made who actually showed them where the Darkstone was. And Jeanette had been keeping tabs on a man who had invited them to go fishing the session prior. And she revealed that basically she can read minds, and she knew that he was a shape changer who was luring people out fishing so he could eat them. After which, she said, yeah, don't go out with him, and they ended up ditching him and going finding some goblins. But they met back up with her because she has a little token that she gives them that allows them to speak telepathically, and she said they basically made plans to get a carriage. So they ended up getting a carriage. They hired a worker to go with them and set things up, and they went and picked up the Darkstone. Once they picked up this Darkstone, it took them a little bit to get it on there because it is a very heavy thing, but they ended up using the horses to get it onto the actual carriage. And this is like a heavy-duty carriage, by the way, that can carry heavy stuff. But they started making their way out of this cavern, and more oil spots started popping up. And it tripped a horse, and that was a whole thing where the carriage started slipping, but they stopped it fairly quickly, taking care of some more oil creatures. After that, they went home, and they spent the day. They went home to Helena. It was about a little less than a week's journey, and they spent a day digging a hole into a basement to put the Darkstone down there. So they ended up putting the Darkstone inside the basement, and after putting it in the basement, they actually buried it back down there. Now they're like, hey, we have the Darkstone down there, let's go back. And they actually decided to bring their friend Arya with them. So now there is Arya, who is a wild magic sorcerer. Tulane, who is a shadow sorcerer. And then there is Jeanette, who is an aberrant mind sorcerer. And then, of course, there is Deidra, who is a storm sorcerer. So we got a bunch of sorcerer halfling ladies together on their way back. They decided to return the carriage together on the way back. Jeanette read the mind of the fisherman that they ran into again, and she figured out that he actually had eaten someone while they were gone. So they made the decision together, or later that night after returning the cart, to take care of this man. And so we will pick up there. They are actually in the rafters right now of the stable. That's where they've been sleeping. And you have all your ladies with you. So, Deidra, or if there's anything you want to do.
Awesome. That's so exciting. Okay. This is going to be a good session. I already feel it. I'm probably almost going to die again. But that's okay. But I have all of us with me, right?
Yes, you have all your ladies. Did you get Jeanette's stat block?
What?
Did you get Jeanette's stat block with your new character sheet?
Yeah.
Cool. And we'll say for the other two, they have the same HP as you, and the same, what's it called, meta magic options as you. So, just to keep it simple, everybody has the same HP, same meta magic options. If you want different options, we can do that, but I just figured to keep it simple, we can do that.
What's meta magic?
That's like your quicken spell and your twin spell stuff.
So they have like sorcery points?
Yeah.
Sweet.
So we'll say they have the same amount of sorcery points as you do, and the same options, unless you want to change something out, because we've only used it with, I believe, Jeanette, but that's what I used it with. So.
I have 4 sorcery points now?
Yes, so you get one for every level you have as a character.
That's awesome. I'm so excited about that.
Or as a sorcerer, rather.
Okay, I don't think you changed this. Like, you leveled me up, but I don't think that because it still says I'm level 3.
Does it? I changed it today, so maybe it just looked weird when I sent it to you. Let me look at it. Because I know I'm level 4. I did do it today, and you should be level 4. I literally have the page up right now. And you actually... It says Storm Sorcerer 3. Oh, that's probably the only thing I didn't change, because I do have it pulled up. Do you have 30 HP? Uh-huh.
Everything else looks right. I was just like...
Okay, so you can go ahead and change that 4 to 3 if you'd like. But yeah, everything else should be up. Out of all the things I could mess up on, it's just the level. But you do have one more spell slot in your second level, and you have one more spell you can learn, so you can learn a first or second level spell if you want to do that. So for the second level spells, there's not really another like lightning type spell, so I figured I just let you choose whatever you want. Last time you were saying you wanted some armor, so if you wanted to learn like the spell mage armor, we could do that.
Okay.
Which
I'm not sure.
So what mage armor would do too, it gives you an AC of 13 plus your dexterity, so you'd have 15 rather than 12 when you use it, and that lasts for 8 hours. But it does cost a spell slot.
Okay. Somebody sent me like a whole bunch of gifts.
Oh heck yeah.
Which I don't know what that means, but I'm not mad about it.
Yeah, I know, right? I don't know. I've never gotten a gift before, so...
They sent me a lot of them.
Oh, heck yeah. I like that.
Okay. So it costs a spell slot to use it, but... Okay.
Heck yeah.
Yeah, we can do that.
Okay, so we'll say that's your next spell. If you don't end up using that spell and you want to use something else, we can change it out, but just for, what's it called, the sake of ease, we can do that. Yeah, but you and your ladies are up in these rafters. We can say you're having a night talk, or we can go straight to the morning, whatever you want to do.
I think we should try to come up with a plan.
Okay.
And then we'll take a rest, and then we'll go.
Okay, so we'll say you're in those rafters chatting with the ladies. Yeah, all of them are there, so it's basically up to your imagination. I could probably come up with some stuff, but really you control them during combat and stuff, so...
Does Jeanette have any ideas? Because I know she's been dealing with him the longest and knows him pretty well. She's been watching him for days. I just want to know if she has any ideas.
So Jeanette doesn't know, like, exactly where he takes these people fishing. Like, in her mind, it's more like that's the excuse to get him alone. She doesn't know of this fishing spot, so she doesn't know exactly where he takes people to do this. She just has read his mind and knows that he does it. So, when you ask her, she's basically like, how do I do a girl voice? She's basically like, yeah, the main thing I would like to do is just get him, like, tied up or roped down or something, and then we'll just, or put to anything to get him just down, and then we can hurt him enough to get rid of him, because he scares me. Like, just the fact that he's not afraid of anything scares me. His actual form is very big, and I know that he can actually heal himself. Like, he heals himself after, like, naturally.
Okay. Let me find... One of them has sleep. I'm just trying to find which one.
Oh, so...
Because we used it.
The one who has sleep would be Arya.
I'm just not seeing it on her thing.
On Arya's?
Yeah.
It should be under her, like, spells.
Oh,
does that
make
sense?
Okay. Yeah, I just wasn't seeing it for some reason. Okay, so Arya has sleep. She also, and then Tulane has hold person, but he's not a person, right?
Yeah, he would be considered a... Well, let me look real quick.
Because this says choose a humanoid.
As long as he's humanoid, it should work. So let me check what kind of monster this thing is. Okay, he is not a humanoid.
Okay.
Okay.
So we can't use that.
I want you to roll a, I guess, medicine check for... what's her name? Jeanette. For me.
For Jeanette?
Yes.
Okay, what do I add? Her...
It is wisdom.
Okay, so I rolled a 16.
16. I will say, if you guys are talking about how, like, the spell works with her, with the 16, she's gonna say, okay, this guy is really strong and he has a lot of HP, so if we want sleep to work, we're gonna have to wear him down first. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So basically...
And I think we can do that with what we have.
Yeah, so basically, in-game terms, like, if you want to put him to sleep, he has to have less HP than this 5d8 that you roll. And he has more than the maximum of that. Does that make sense?
Okay. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So we'll wear him down.
Cool. And then...
I have a couple of ideas, so...
And then Jeanette also is saying, she's like, so... Also, since we're going fishing with him, I don't think it would be out of the ordinary for us to bring nets to try and throw on him. Or
yeah, because I have fishing supplies.
Yeah, she's like... So basically, like, I want to be able to get a net or some type of trap we can at least try to use on him. Something that isn't just us walking in there and attacking and one of us getting hurt, you know?
Uh-huh.
Because she's very afraid of even just one strike from this guy. Because she also gives you some information. She's like, he does carry his, like, fishing pole and stuff, but he also has a glaive that he carries with him, which is like a spear axe thing. So, you know, like, the axes that have, like, the spear tip on the top?
Mm-hmm.
So she's like, he has one of those that he, like, hides in plain sight. He can, like, change it with his magic.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Okay.
Also, like, when he changes his shape, he has claws, and he's much bigger. So, that's why she's mainly scared of him, because you guys are, like, smaller than normal. And when he's changed, he's a large creature.
Yeah. Okay.
So yeah.
Doesn't he have like a slower movement if he's a large creature?
No. He could, like some creatures do, but he doesn't. Does that make sense?
Okay.
He still walks like an average person.
Okay.
So I guess he's slow for his size. But yeah. Do.
Okay. Then we'll bring the nets.
Tulane chimes in. She's like, also, if we want to, we can try and use that oil to slip him up like those things did to us.
Do we have any oil?
She's like, I'm saying we could get some.
Do we really want to go back there?
She's like, I mean, those creatures weren't really a problem for us, and who knows if they're all dead already.
Yeah, and without the stone there, I don't think that there's going to be more being made, because I'm pretty sure those came from the stone.
And
I don't know that for sure, but I think.
Yeah. What's her name? Jeanette's basically like, yeah, I'm not sure if they were from the stone, but if they were, they definitely won't come back. You know?
Yeah.
She's like, so basically 50-50 chance they're there. If they are there, they're not a big problem.
Okay. Okay, so then let's fast forward to the morning.
Got you. So
we'll go get oil.
Cool. Who is going to go get oil? Or are all of you just going together?
We'll all just go together.
Okay. Do you want Jeanette to look for the dude?
No.
Okay.
We'll all just go together, and then I'm gonna assume that he's at the inn.
Okay. So you guys go together. You get to the oil well, no problem. You walk in there. There is no what's it called? There's no like oil monsters in there at this time.
Okay. Do we have any flasks?
We can say you went and got some flasks before you left too, because you did look for flasks last time.
Yeah.
So let me look at how much a flask is. Flask. Fun fact: a flask of oil is like an object on the object thing for 5e. Object table. Boop boom.
Interesting.
Okay. So it's 1 silver piece for a flask of oil. So I'm going to say just a normal flask should be way cheaper. I just wrote flask of oil without thinking about it. Flask. Boom. Oh, so it's 2 copper for a flask.
Okay, so then let's just get one for each of us.
Okay, 1 for each of you guys. So that's going to be...
How much copper was it?
2.
2?
Mm-hmm. So 2, 4, 6, 8 copper, 1 flask for each of you.
Okay.
Of oil. And I'm going to tell you what the flask of oil does real quick here. As an action, you can splash the oil in the flask onto a creature within 5 feet of you, or throw it 20 feet and shatter it on impact. Make a ranged attack. So that's if you decide to throw it, you make a ranged attack. And you treat the oil as an improvised weapon. But if they're within 5 feet of you, you can just pour it on them. Like, it's not even... You don't have to roll to hit or anything. Okay, on hit, the target is covered in oil. If the target takes any fire damage before the oil dries, and that's 1 minute, so 10 turns, the target takes an additional 5 fire damage from burning oil. You can also pour a flask of oil on the ground and cover a 5-foot square area, provided the surface is level. And the oil will burn for 2 rounds and deal 5 damage to any creature that's in that space. And a creature takes that damage once per turn. So, basically, the idea is One of you can throw oil on it and then light on fire, and it takes extra fire damage. But if you both put oil on it, it's not going to like double the damage. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
It's just one at a time. Cool. But you guys have 4 flasks of oil. There are no creatures in the oil well.
Okay.
Boom.
Cool. So I feel like it's safe to assume those creatures came from the stone.
Yeah, that's probably a good deduction. A good assumption.
Okay. So, we all went and got oil.
Okay.
And now let's all head to the inn.
Okay. So you guys head to the inn, and there is all of the halfling-sized tables, and then one human sitting at the human-sized table, which is the fisherman.
Okay. So I'm going to go up to him and say, "Hi, sorry we've been so busy. Did you still want to go fishing at this special fishing spot you were telling us about?"
He turns and he's like, "Oh yeah, we can go fishing." He's like, "Honestly, I thought you guys probably gave up on it, but I'd love to go. I'm surprised." Like, he seems like genuinely surprised that you wanted to go. Like, he seems like he was just gonna let it go.
Yeah. Well, I love fishing, and you told us that this place was amazing to fish at, so...
He's like, "Oh yeah, there's flying fish there. So if you got like a net, you can just catch them out of the air."
I do have a net.
Yes.
Perfect.
Cool. He's like, "Well, I can take you there later on if you want to." Or
sure. When were you thinking?
He's like, "Well, I haven't been going over there because there were a bunch of goblins, but the goblins haven't been showing up because I went there yesterday after I saw you guys on your carriage. But, yeah, there were no goblins, so I'm not too worried."
That's good.
I don't know, but yeah, I'm okay to go later on tonight. I'll just get a couple of things done here, probably finish my meal, hang out with everyone, and then, yeah, we can go to the fishing spot. Is it you and your friend?
I have a couple of friends that wanted to come.
He's like, "Oh, yeah, okay." And he's like, "Can I meet your friends?"
Sure.
So if they're all around you, they just like, I guess, spread out so they can see. And he's like, "Oh, good to meet you. Good to meet you." And he meets each of them individually, and he's just like, "Wow, okay, we can go. Yeah, we'll go fishing tomorrow, or not tomorrow. Tonight." Silly me.
Can't wait.
Okay, so we'll say he like starts like enjoying his meal, and he basically just says, "You'll meet at sundown again,"
okay,
like last time. So if you just want to skip to sundown, or if there's anything you want to do in the town before you go, it's your call.
Okay. Let's skip to sundown.
Okay, so sundown comes, and he's in the inn again. Walk in. He's like, "Oh, okay." He's like, "There you are. It's time let's go to the fishing spot. You're really gonna love it." He's like, "Also, how long have you been fishing?" He's just like making small talk, and he has like a little backpack on.
So just to deduce, so all of us like came up with the plan, so like we know what we're doing when we get there.
So what are you doing? Like, you don't have to tell me if you don't want to, but if all of you know, because you're going to be controlling everyone.
Yeah. So I know what all of us are doing. I just wanted to make sure you knew, so you didn't think I was like metagaming or something.
No, you're good. I'm going to say you guys planned it out, you know?
Okay.
So,
I'm assuming, at least I have a net. I think that Arya would also have a net, because she goes fishing with me sometimes as well.
yeah. So you guys do have fishing nets. Like just to like scoop fish out, if that makes sense, with your tackle.
Uh-huh.
But if you want to use that as like an improvised weapon to try and like restrain him, is that what the plan is?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna throw the nets on him, like as soon as we start feeling suspicious, like he's gonna do something.
Okay.
And I'll do like a insight roll or something like that, or perception or something, to feel like, to see if I know what's going on, or any of us know what's going on. And me and Jeanette will do that, and then Jeanette can talk to us telepathically.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, she can talk to you in your mind, so basically if you want to spring something on him, you can.
Yeah. Which is kind of what I was planning on. And then throwing the nets on him, and then splashing the oil on the ground around him, so that when he gets up, he won't be able to go far without slipping up.
Okay.
Hopefully.
So, as you guys follow him into this woods, he's just going on, talking, acting all chipper, you know. And you guys finally get to like this water line, and you actually do see a floating fish come out of the water. And it's like woo, 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 like kind of like floating in the air but swimming, and then it like drops down. He's like, "You see? I told you there's floating fish." And he like takes
That's
off.
pretty cool.
He like takes off his backpack and like he like pulls out his net to the side. He's like, "Just in case one gets close, I'll snatch one out of the air." And he like gets his fishing rod ready and zoom, like throws it out.
Cool. Okay, so all of us start getting our nets out to get ready to fish with him.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna roll insight, I guess.
Okay.
And see if I can sense him getting any, like...
If he's getting antsy or anything?
Yeah.
Okay.
I rolled a 13.
13? Okay, so he actually seems pretty relaxed. Like, he is, like... It seems like he is intent on fishing, at least for the first part of this journey.
Okay.
Does that make sense? But he's still just kind of chatting with you, trying to, like, keep small talk up with you guys. He doesn't seem, like, very, what's the word? He's not acting, like, super shady yet.
Okay. Okay, so we'll just, hang out with him for right now. Let's fish for, like, a few more minutes, and then I think we'll go ahead with the plan.
Okay. Let's have everybody who has, like, a fishing kit. So you and Arya definitely have one. I'm going to assume Tulane probably has one because she lived with you. And then for, what's her name? Jeanette. I'll say Jeanette just came along with you guys and was like, I'll fish when I have a turn type of a thing.
Yeah.
But go ahead and have everybody roll, I guess, a performance check just to see how they... It can be a performance check or a nature check. You can choose.
Okay. My performance is better, so I'll do performance. So I rolled a 17.
Okay.
Jeanette rolled a 12.
12, okay.
What do I add to these?
So nature or performance. So charisma or wisdom.
Okay. Tulane rolled a 8.
Okay.
And Arya rolled 19.
19. So Arya's the first one to catch a fish. She
I didn't catch one with a 17?
You still caught one, but Arya's the first one to catch a fish. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So Arya catches one first. She's like, wow. Like, reels it in, and, like, it was pretty quick how she caught a fish. And watching this guy fish now, after her reeling one in, you reel one in as well. I'll say, did Jeanette get a... She got like a 16, right? You got a 17.
She got a 13, I think.
13.
Or 14.
Okay, 14. Okay. 14, she reels one in as well. And then you look at this guy, and you actually can tell he's not doing too well at this fishing thing right now. And he sets
He's not very good at fishing.
It's like he knows how to fish, but he's just not doing too well at it.
Gotcha.
But he sets out a bucket. He's like, you can put the fish in the bucket if you want.
Okay, so we'll put the fish in the bucket.
Okay. So you guys put the fish in the bucket, and he's still waiting on his first fish to come, and he is doing terribly. He's just waiting. He's like, yeah, you guys are really good at fishing. I've been doing that. And he's like, you can see him keeping his eye out for if a fish decides to float into the air. And he's got his net right next to there. If one of you wants to try and catch a fish out of the air, I'll let you do that too.
No. I think that with him distracted and trying to get fish, I think now is a good time to throw the nets at him.
Okay.
So we're going to act like we're fishing, but we're going to throw the nets at him instead of trying to catch a fish.
So I want you guys to give me improvised weapon, what's it called? Throws, basically. So these are, do you want to hook them on him like you have it as a net in your hand? Or do you want to throw it onto him? Is my first question.
I want to throw it onto him.
Okay. And all three of you are going to separately throw nets, or is this one big net?
We're going to all three separately throw nets.
Okay.
So there'll be 3 nets on him if we all succeed.
Okay, so here's how it works mechanically. So mechanically, when you throw a net, it has a very terrible range. So basically, anything that's within 5 foot of you on a ranged attack is disadvantaged, and it has a normal range of 5 feet, so it's going to be disadvantaged no matter what. And then on the next, it's 15 feet, which is also disadvantaged. But if all of you threw it together, you would have advantage and disadvantage, which would nullify it to make it a normal throw.
Okay.
Or you can all just try and place it on him, and in that case, I would make it a grapple check with advantage to get him into this net.
Okay, then let's do that one.
The last one?
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm going to say that all of you basically are taking your nets and at the same time going to wrap them onto him while he's fishing there. And so go ahead and have whoever you want to be the main person leading this attack roll with advantage.
Okay. I'm going to say me, I guess.
Okay, so just add your dexterity.
Okay, so I got an 20 with my first one.
20, nice.
And 20 again, so 20. Hi!
Okay, so you restrain him. And he's like, oh, what the? And there is this net on him, and he is restrained on the net.
Okay, so right now we are all going to throw... Good, how are you? We are all going to throw the oil in front of us, going about, let's say 15 feet.
Okay, so you guys can, if he's right in front of you, you can just splash it on him without, so basically if he's within 5 feet, you can splash it on him without making a roll. If you are 15 feet away, you do have to make a roll, and it's going to be just your dexterity.
Well, I meant on the ground.
So, you're just... okay, so you're putting, a row of oil?
Yeah, a barrier between us of oil.
Okay, that's fine. So, we'll say... So, each of these only takes up a 5-foot square, so we'll say if he's, right up against the water, you can get a 5-foot square around you. So, basically, there'll be fire between you and him if you light it on fire.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, so we can still do
Yeah, so
if we did each of us threw, like, 2 of us threw one right in front of him, so there was like 10 feet by 5 feet across.
Yeah.
And then again, so it would be 10 feet by 10 feet square of oil between us.
Okay, so you do 2 shakes of oil, so there's 2 squares. Okay, I got you. There's a little bit of fire between you guys, or a little bit of oil between you guys. But let's roll initiative as well for them.
Okay, so I got a 4.
Deidra got a 4.
Tulane got a 9, or I think no.
Tulane got a 9. Jeanette got a 16.
And yeah.
Tulane 9. Jeanette 16. And what did Arya get?
No, Arya got 16.
Oh, Arya got 16. Got you.
And then Jeanette I rolled for last, and I can't remember what I got.
Go ahead and roll again.
18.
18. Okay. Jeanette goes first then.
Jeanette goes first?
So you guys have made this row of oil right in front of you. And yes, Jeanette will go first.
Okay. I'm going to have her do Mind Sliver.
Okay, so intelligence saving throw. Which he got a 12.
I don't know what.
So under Mind Sliver, what does her DC say? Or her spell casting modifier?
It doesn't say under Mind Sliver.
So go up to the top where it says spells. And it'll say there. So like just above where her spells are written. Boom, boom.
13.
13, so he fails.
He fails. So he takes 1d6
Okay.
psychic damage, which I got a 4 on. And then he subtract 1d4 from his next saving throw. We're fighting an ogre, is what we're talking about.
How much was the damage again? I'm sorry.
4 damage.
4 damage, okay.
And then on his next saving throw, subtract 1d4 from his next saving throw.
Okay. You tell me when his next saving throw is, and I will subtract 1d4.
I tell you when his next saving throw is?
No, when you do a spell, that'll be the next saving throw.
Doesn't he have to make a strength saving throw to try to get out?
Yeah, but that'll be on his turn.
Yeah.
So on his turn, okay. If you do a spell too that has a saving throw, we can subtract it from that.
Gotcha.
Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Okay. Who's next?
Next is Arya.
Okay. So, I'm going to have Arya do, let's do Ray of Frost.
Okay. Is that a roll to hit, or do I need to make a save?
It's a roll to hit.
Okay. Let's go ahead and roll to hit for me.
I got a 16 plus 5, so 21.
And attack rolls against this creature have disadvantage because he is restrained as well. But 21 hits, regardless.
Well, I got 22 on this one, so...
Okay. I was really just checking to see if you got it like a natural 20. So go ahead and roll the damage for me.
7 cold damage, and then his speed is reduced by 10 feet until the start of Arya's next turn.
Yeah, so with the nets on him, his speed is going to be 0 too.
Yeah.
Unless he breaks out.
Unless he breaks out.
Yeah.
So, I'm trying to do everything in my power to slow him down if he does get out.
Okay. Next is Tulane.
Did he really roll that badly?
I literally rolled a 3 and he has a +0. So he barely passed with
I didn't even add any of their dexterity to my rolls, so... Okay.
Oh, you didn't?
So she's going to cast Chill Touch.
Okay.
She got a 15 and 15 again. That was weird. 15. Does that hit?
15 is a miss.
Okay.
And then was that gonna end her turn?
Yeah.
Okay. Next is Deidra.
I'm going to cast Witch Bolt.
Okay.
What do I add?
I think it's +5.
Yep, okay. So 18 to hit.
18 does hit.
So it's 1d12 damage.
Mm-hmm.
8 damage.
8 damage, okay.
And I'm going to quicken spell it. Do I have to roll to hit again, or because it's concentration, can I just do it?
Wait, so what are we trying to do?
I want to quicken spell it so I can hit him twice.
With the, so, basically you can do any, like, how do I say this right? So, quicken spells just to cast the spell, you would have, because you're maintaining concentration and using your action to use this spell. I will say you can use any of your, what's it called? Cantrips on top of what you're doing without losing concentration. Does that make sense?
Yeah. That makes sense.
And it was 8 damage, was that correct?
Yeah.
Okay.
Can I walk up to it?
Yeah.
Okay. Then I'm going to... You said I can use a cantrip? Damn.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
If you want to use, like, lightning lore without using the lore part, I'll allow that, too.
Okay. So, if I do that, does he still have to make a saving throw? The saving throw is to be able to pull him in.
So, he would still make a saving throw, but that would just be to take damage in general. Does that make sense? Unless you rolled a hit and do a saving throw.
So, what if... That's metagaming, but I'm going to ask your permission. So, can I say that I shot my crossbow at him first? And then did Quicken Spell to cast Witch Bolt at him?
That's fine. I'll allow that. Boom.
Okay.
As long as you're using the sorcery points.
Yeah. So, I rolled a natural 20 to hit.
Oh, heck yeah. I was going to say you have advantage to hit him right now, so... But natural 20 doesn't get better than that, so...
Okay, so... Do I double the damage?
So, you can I'll allow you to either double the damage or double the damage die. So you can roll the dice twice and take the better, or you can just double the damage that you did.
I'm just going to double the damage hit. So I rolled a 3 plus 2, which is 5.
Okay.
So total damage of 10.
You got it. Anything else for your turn?
No.
Okay. So this guy's like getting netted and attacked and having things thrown at him or shot at him. And he's like, oh, what are you? Stop! like he's just kind of doing his own thing, but then you see him like grow and turn into like a big blue muscly creature, and all the overalls that he was like just wearing and like the cloak expand on him so that he just has like these long overalls that have like the overall part hanging off, so they just became normal pants, and then his little cloak is just the only thing hanging on his like top over his head. And he's basically, his voice changes and he's like, you should have just let me fish. And you see,
Can I say,
oh, go ahead.
can I say, would you have eaten us if we did?
And after you say that, he licks his lips, and you see the basically the burns and cuts from all these things that have been attacking him start to close a little bit, and he's like, what do you mean would've? And he pulls out a glaive. A big axe appears in his hand, and he attempts to swing it. So first things first. He's going to swing at, we'll say one is, we'll do it in the order of the initiative. So Jeanette.
Even though he's restrained?
That's true. He does have to cut himself out, huh? He can still attack. He just, well, let me look actually. I want to make sure. What do you mean used to? Boom.
Would've.
Let me look at this.
That's intense.
Restrained. Restrained creature's speed drops to 0, so his speed is 0 right now, so he would have to throw that thing. Attack rolls against him have advantage, and he has disadvantage on dexterity saving throws. So that's what's going on with the nets.
And he has -4 on his next saving throw.
Mind Sliver?
Yeah.
You got it. So I will say he's going to attempt to try and get out of this. Let me look at net rules here real quick. Net 5e. So he has to make a DC 10 strength check to free himself, or cut it, or do 5 slashing damage. So he is going to, let's see, he does have 2 attacks, so he's going to slash this with his claw first. So he says, what do you mean used to? And he claws the net off of him, ripping it, and then uses his glaive to try and attack one of you. And then I'll do that in the order of the initiative. So we'll do Jeanette 1, Arya 2, Tulane 3, and Deidra 4. Boop, boop.
Remember, there's 10 feet of slick between us. He has -10 to his speed.
Mm-hmm. -10 to his speed, I got you. And his speed, so he has -10, so he would still have 20 feet to move. And if it's slippery, let me check this. So this is a different oil from the monster we had before, but I will say that he's basically covered in oil now. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
But I will make it rough terrain because of the oil. Or harder terrain, so he's only going to move half of his speed through that, so he can make it 10 feet. But I think a glaive has reach, if I'm correct, so he still might be able to reach you. I just want to check.
We're in trouble!
He does have a 10-foot reach with that. Yes, but he doesn't. But he only has 1 attack because he had to use his claw attack to get out of the, what's it called? So let's see who he's trying to get with the glaive first. Okay. So it's number 3. That is going to be Tulane. So he swings his glaive at Tulane. Okay. He rolled terribly. 7 plus 7 is 14. Does a 14 hit Tulane?
Let me look at what her... Yes.
Okay.
You need to roll more horrible than that.
He does 22 damage with the glaive.
Oh, shit. Okay.
Jeez.
So she's not looking so good.
Yeah, she gets hit. I'm pretty sure she's really low. But like I said, I'm going to say everybody's HP is the same as your HP, just for the sake of ease. But yeah, so she's bleeding.
So she has 5. Shit. Okay.
But that ends his turn. Next is Jeanette.
Jeanette. Shit. So she's gonna cast Sword first.
Is it she has 2 like blade spells, so I'm not sure which one, but you can just tell me what it says.
Or Cloud of Daggers, actually. I don't know what it says.
Cloud of Daggers, and he's still going to get a -4 to that roll. To that save.
Okay.
Okay. So, what is the save?
I don't know. I don't have that one listed on here. It's just listed as her level.
Oh, the spell. I got you. I'll look it up real quick for you. Boom. Okay. You fill the air with spinning daggers in a cube of 5 feet on each side, centered on one point within range. A creature takes 44 slashing damage when it enters the spell's area for the first time on its turn.
Okay. So I'm going to say she cast them around him.
Okay. And so he just takes it for being in the area at the start of his turn. So if you guys can keep him there, he'll just keep taking the damage.
Okay, so 44.
Okay.
So 5, 9, 12 damage.
12, okay.
And then
Cool.
I want to use Quicken Spell and do Mind Sliver again.
Okay.
And since it's a cantrip, it's only going to cost 1.
Got you. And he fails that. I rolled a 4 for him.
Okay. So he's going to take another 6 damage, yes.
6, okay.
And another -4 on his next saving throw.
Gotcha. He's looking... He's bleeding a little bit.
Okay, cool.
After that. But like I said, he does heal at the start of each of his turns. So, next...
It's Talene's turn.
Was that was Jeanette, right? So it would be Arya's turn.
Oh, Arya. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Arya is going to... So she's going to cast Ray of Frost.
You got it. And is that to hit or a save?
It's to hit, so 17.
Okay. So
20,
roll to hit him.
22. 22 to hit.
22 hits.
And then 1d8. D8. Another, so she does 3 damage.
Okay. Got you.
And then I'm gonna do Quicken Spell and do that one more time.
You got it. So if you use you can use a spell and a cantrip on a turn, or so you can't just do 2 cantrips or 2 spells. It has to be a spell or a cantrip on the turn, and a cantrip.
Okay, then I'm gonna do Ice Knife on him.
Ice Knife. Okay, roll to hit.
20. I rolled 15.
20 does
5,
hit.
I don't have the
ice. I got you. I'll have to send you a bunch of... We'll have to make like a spell list for you.
Actually, I think I might have that one with my spells for my other character.
Oh, I got you. Yeah, Ice Knife's dope.
I do have it. Okay. So, ranged spell attack. So, 1d10.
Okay. And that's the piercing damage.
Yes. So d6 of piercing damage, and I rolled a d8 or d10, so I got 6 damage.
Mm-hmm.
And then he needs to succeed on a dexterity saving throw.
Okay.
He has -4 to it.
I rolled a 2, so that was terrible.
Okay.
So,
And then, so can we...
so that's a 4
2d6.
altogether. 2d6? Okay. So the first one was...
6. 9 damage. So the first one was 6 damage plus 9.
Okay. So altogether 15 damage, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Boom. Got you. Next is Tulane.
Tulane. I'm gonna cast...
And remember, she is bleeding.
I know. I'm gonna do chill touch.
Okay.
I rolled a natural 20.
Natural 20. Okay, double that damage.
So a d8. It's so hard keeping track of all of these people.
I know, right?
Okay, so I rolled 7 damage, so 14 damage.
14 damage. Got you.
How's he looking?
Pretty bad. He is bleeding still. Next is Deidra. So I'm assuming she would try and move back, but if she wants to move back safely, she would have to use a disengage.
What's that?
That's where she just moves 5 feet further back, but so basically she can move 5 feet further back and avoid an attack of opportunity, or she can just run away and she still has a chance of being hit by an attack of opportunity. So she can get further away doing that. But
okay.
if she just does a disengage, basically he could probably still catch up to her on his turn.
Okay. She's already 5 feet away from him though, right?
So she's 10 feet away from him. If she did a disengage, she'd be 15 feet away from him because she's trying to get out of his range and he has that glaive.
Okay. So let's do a disengage for her.
Okay. So she disengages.
So she's 15 feet away from him.
Yes.
How close am I to him?
So you were originally 15 feet away, right? Because of the oil?
Yeah.
And then he walked up 10 feet. So you would be 5 feet away.
Okay.
Or...
how close is everybody else to me?
So I'm assuming basically all of you guys were in a line, like 5 feet next to each other. And then he came up, went into attack one of you, attacked Tulane, and now she's basically backed up out of the line.
Okay.
But if you guys want to keep doing disengages or running, like, whatever you want to do, you can do that.
Thunderclap is a cantrip, but am I allowed to use it? Oh, I still have Witch Bolt going, so I'm going to use Witch Bolt.
Okay.
So he's just going to take 1d12 damage.
1d12, okay.
Automatically. Where's my d12? Oh, there it is. 8 damage.
8 damage, got you.
And then I'm going to use a sorcery point and use Thunderclap.
Okay. And does that hit 5 things that are 5 feet around you? Or is that just
yeah, it hits 5. It's a 5-foot radius.
Okay.
So I'm assuming that it's basically just me and him because Tulane's no longer next to me.
That's true. So I'll say if you walk up a little bit, you can hit, so you're 5 feet, you're not 5 feet touching, you're 5 feet away. So there's like a 5 feet square between you.
Okay, so I'll go a little bit more towards him.
So if you walked up to him, you wouldn't hit any of your friends, is what I'm trying to say.
Okay. And then I'm gonna do, so he needs to make a Constitution saving throw.
Okay, Constitution save. 15.
Okay, so he passes.
Okay. Yeah, I rolled a 12 and he has a +3, so.
Okay. Okay. So that's all I can do.
Okay, now it's his turn.
Mm-hmm.
You got it. So you see him the cuts on him begin to heal a little bit. And he is going to attack people. So I'm going to roll the d4 again to determine who he's going after. So 1, which would be Jeanette. So you see him flail out his glaive at Jeanette. Natural 20.
Shit.
And let's roll this damage here. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. 17 damage, but that's going to be doubled.
Okay, so she's down.
So Jeanette is down. You see him, thrust his glaive at her, and she is immediately incapacitated, downed. So we'll have you roll saves for her on her turn. Next, let's see who he goes for next. 2, that is going to be Arya. And he rolls a 2. I think that's going to be a miss. 2 plus 7, 7, 8, 9. Definitely a miss.
Yeah, that's a miss.
And next, so he's still standing where he's at because you walked up towards him, and he still can reach those 2. I guess he couldn't have reached Elaine if he wanted to hit her, or he probably would have moved up. But where am I at? Next would be Jeanette. So give me just roll a d20 and we'll see if she fails or passes her death saving throw.
15.
15, so that's 1 pass. She's got to get 3 passes to be stabilized. So 1 pass for Jeanette. Boom. Next is Arya. Also, remember that Arya has the spell Goodberry, which gives somebody an automatic 1 HP, which would stabilize Jeanette. Unless you just want to hurry and attack it.
I'm going to use Arya. I'm going to cast Sleep.
Cast Sleep? Okay. So go ahead and roll 5d8, and we'll see if he has enough HP. Oh my goodness, I gotta do some math right now. Okay.
33.
33, he is asleep.
Yes! Okay. So, and then she's going to do cast Goodberry.
Yeah, we'll say you're out of initiative because he's asleep right now. How long does the sleep last?
I don't know. I don't have it on here.
I'll look real quick. Boom, boom. Sorry, I keep asking you when...
It's okay.
5e sleep. Oh, I already have it pulled up. Silly me. I looked at it earlier. Okay.
That was so close.
I know. I was actually like, dang, if he... Because he's really strong. I don't know how clear I made that before. See how long this lasts.
I think it lasted 10 minutes last time we looked, but...
That's probably right. I feel like I'm looking in all the wrong spots right now. The duration is 1 minute. So he's asleep for 1 minute.
Okay, so I'm going to grab... So she's going to cast Goodberry.
Okay.
On Jeanette.
And Jeanette is up with 1 HP.
Okay. And then I'm going to grab his glaive.
Okay. And so when he changed, he turned into a large creature. So this glaive is like, I want to say 8 feet tall.
Okay. But I'm just going to pull it away from him because I'm assuming he probably dropped it or something.
Yeah, so he fell asleep and it's on the ground next to him. So we'll say you drag this glaive away in the mud from him.
Okay. And then I am going to cast Cure Wounds on Jeanette.
Cure Wounds, okay.
1d8 plus 5, so 9.
9? Okay. So she has 9 plus 10 HP right now.
Okay. So she's up. What do I want to do? I want... Where's this spell? Okay, there it is. So I'm gonna tell them to, like, back away.
Okay, so we'll say they back up, like, kind of into the woods, like, away from this water line.
And I'm going to go, like, 10 feet away from him.
Okay.
And I'm going to cast Thunderwave as a 2nd level spell.
Okay.
And does he automatically fail his saves since he's asleep?
That is a good question. I'm pretty sure he would. Do you? Why don't I know that? 5e, sleeping.
Because I know he's going to wake up after I cast it, but I want to know if he fails his saves now.
It would help if I knew how to spell correctly. They automatically fail strength and dexterity saves.
Okay. But not a constitution save?
Yeah, sleeping creatures are considered unconscious and suffer the downfalls of unconscious. So let's see what that is real quick. Gracious. I have so much stuff pulled up right now. Conditions, unconscious. Okay, that's right under the one I was looking at. Okay. Unconscious creatures. An unconscious creature is incapacitated, can't move, speak, and is unaware of its surroundings. The creature drops whatever it's holding and falls prone. The creature automatically fails strength and dexterity saving throws. Attack rolls against the creature have advantage, and any attack that hits the creature is a critical hit for the attacker within 5 feet of the creature.
Okay. So I'm gonna do Witch Bolt on it. So I'm gonna do 1d12.
Okay.
Since I already have it up.
Mm-hmm.
And I got 7 for that.
And it's going to double the damage because it's a critical hit.
Okay, so 14 damage.
14, okay.
And then I'm going to Quicken Spell and use my 3rd sorcery point.
Okay.
To do Thunderwave on it.
Thunderwave, and what's the save for Thunderwave? Constitution?
Constitution.
Okay. And I got a natural 1.
Okay. So he's going to be pushed another 10 feet away from me, and he's going to take 3d8 damage.
3d8, so roll that 3d8.
5, 11, 19 damage.
19 damage. How do you kill him?
He is like just being like electrocuted from the witch bolt and then pushed away and like slams into the water, and you just see him like bleeding out in the water.
He's like bleeding out in the water, and you see, as he's like laying there in the water, you see these floating fish like float up and like they like kind of flap onto him, and these fish are starting to eat this dead ogre.
Wait!
I will say, make an investigation check for me real quick.
I rolled a natural 1, so I'm re-rolling.
Okay, that's fine.
18.
18. Okay, so on his little cloak that he has, while he's laying in this water, you see that he has a brooch, and you can just... It has like a shimmer to it that makes it so you can tell that it's like special. So there's the brooch on the dead the dead ogre's cloak in the water. Okay.
So I'm gonna go grab it.
Okay. So we'll say you wade into the water and grab the brooch.
And I'm just gonna walk up to everybody else.
So you walk up.
That was such an intense fight.
Yeah, that was good. I was worried about that fight because I was like, he could literally one-shot any of them. But so
I feel like I played it pretty good.
Yeah, that was really good.
Because I wanted to get his health down a little bit and then sleep him because I knew like if we didn't, he wouldn't fall asleep.
Yeah. And even though you told me you were going to do that, I still felt blindsided when you did. You're like, I want to do sleep now. I'm like, oh shoot, okay. Which was perfect because then you just critted him to death. But yeah, you have a very unique brooch that has like it's silver with a emerald on it, and when you like shift it in the light, you see like a greenish shimmer go across it.
Okay. Let me look.
I don't. If anybody has a, somebody can make an Arcana check for me. Is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, I'm trying to see who has the highest.
And then I don't remember. I might have given Jeanette the identify spell, and that identifies magical objects as well. Well, she might have detect. I'm pretty sure she has detect magic.
She has detect magic, not identify.
Okay, so she can detect the magic, but she doesn't know what it is necessarily. So, her just being there, she can cast that spell and say, "Hey, this is magical." Like.
So I'm gonna roll for Tulane.
Okay.
To do an Arcana check.
You got it.
I rolled a natural 1, so I'm re-rolling.
Okay.
16, 17, 18.
18. Looking at this, she examines it for a little bit, and she's like, so I feel like this brooch she's like, this brooch is basically a protection brooch, and it helps with force damage. So basically, she knows some of it, but not all of it. The first part of the enchantment on here gives you resistance to force damage, but there is another part to the enchantment that she's not too sure about.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yep.
But yes, you have a brooch that gives you resistance to force damage right now.
I'm so stoked that we did that.
Yeah.
I was so nervous for this fight all week.
That I was too, because I was like he one-shotted. He almost took down Tulane. Then he one-shotted Jeanette, and I was just like, "Woo, okay." Because like really, if she was down more than that, you got like I was kind of scared if it was going to keep going. But you know me, I'm not
did it.
Back.
Okay, we did it.
I have faith in you. I can't hold back. No.
That was good though.
But yeah, you also his fishing tackle and all of his fish stuff is there still, and his giant blade.
Jeanette can have that.
What's up? Oh yeah,
Jeanette can have fishing stuff.
Jeanette has fishing stuff now. Also, there is a giant glaive laying there.
I don't know what we can do with the giant glaive because it's ginormous.
Yeah.
So we're gonna take all of this stuff, including the glaive, and start heading back to Helena.
Okay. So, I'm assuming all of you are just like holding a part of the glaive and carrying it together, or I guess one of you can carry it. It's not like super heavy; it's just big, if that makes sense. Like at the one part.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess one of you.
I feel like we're all just like dragging it behind us, like.
Yeah, like I imagine one of you like holding it like a backpack, but it's like dragging on the ground, and so somebody else is like holding it on the side, if that makes sense. So it's not like heavy; it's just awkward.
Yeah.
But yeah, you make your way home. Let's see if anything happens on the way. No, you feel pretty good about it as you're walking. Do we want to end the session there?
Is that all you have written?
I mean, I have other stuff written. It's just, it would probably be better if we did it next week. Because then we would, like, then we'll be starting a new quest, but ending it, if that makes sense. Ending mid-session.
Yeah. I want to go home, though, and take it to, like, my mom and my aunt and see if they can sense any, like, the other part of the enchantment on...
Oh, on the brooch?
The brooch.
So your mom looks over this brooch for you. She takes her time. Takes her about, I want to say, a half an hour, 20 minutes. She looks at the brooch. She's like, oh, so this... Basically, she tells you it's called a brooch of shielding. And the wearer has resistance to force damage and is immune to damage from the magic missile spell. So magic missile can't hit you when you have it.
Okay, cool.
And yeah, that's how that brooch works. And now that you have all this, you have like a lot of magic stuff. So the rules in 5th edition are that you get 3 like magic slots on your character.
Mm-hmm.
So you can basically
I was gonna give this to Tulane because she has the lowest AC.
Okay, so Tulane has the brooch. Cool. But now we know. So go ahead and you can write that in a note or something, so that because I'll forget if I'm being honest.
Yeah.
There's like a lot to look at, but basically Tulane has the brooch of shielding. But yeah. Also, while you're home, have you been checking on the fairies with your seer stone?
Yes.
Okay. So I'm going to just give you a little update on what's been going on with them. When you check on them each day, you see that they have been like venturing out further, but coming back basically after getting us to a certain point. They have gotten to this point where they're actually like getting out of the woods and like seeing like civilization, and just kind of they've kind of just been observing, but they are like actually going out of the woods. Next. Okay. Your mom and aunt tell you about a plan that they have for the Darkstone in the basement as well.
Okay.
So basically, we'll do this next time, but they're going to send you to a man who is basically what do I want to call this guy? They're going to send you to a cleric that knows a ritual spell that will add magical protections to the area around it and things like that, so that basically, if this thing shoots out creatures, it won't be in trouble. And if creatures come after this, come to get this Darkstone, they can ward against that as well. So basically, kind of limiting the stuff that could happen there. They're just going to ward it a little bit, and they'll probably have other people come and ward it as well. But this is the first guy they want you to like send you after. And yeah, that's the bare minimum. I'll tell you his name and stuff next time. I'll have more stuff written. But yeah.
That was such a good session. That was intense.
Yeah, it was, I was scared. I was being very, what's the word? I feel like I was throwing it in your face like, this guy is hard, or whatever, for the past couple of weeks.
You were throwing it in my face, but listen, I felt like with everybody there, like, I felt pretty okay about it, but
dude,
yeah, like the fact that he could one-shot all of us.
I love that sleep spell.
I got a magical item.
I love that sleep spell, and then I feel like the magical item is just enough, right? And we'll say you leveled up because you did get another magical item. So,
yes,
because that guy was crazy hard, you know.
He was crazy hard.
So we're gonna it was a quick level up between those 2 levels, but yeah. This time you actually get to level up your, if you're I'm assuming you're still going Storm Sorcerer, you get to level up your, or you get to level up your attributes or pick a feat. So, whatever you want to do there, we can do that. We can discuss it later too.
Yeah, we can talk about it tomorrow.
Cool. So yeah, I guess we can end it there. It was a fun session. What do I say at the end of these? Thanks for watching. What am I saying? Thanks for watching. We do lives every Tuesday on TikTok at 7:30 Mountain Standard Timing. And then I upload these on Monday to YouTube, and it's just under my name, Zach Munford, on YouTube. Last week still hasn't, I uploaded it. It still hasn't gone up for some reason. I don't know what's taking it so long. I might have to re-upload it a little bit. But hopefully it's up by the time this one is up. Well,
Hopefully.
It should be. What am I saying? Okay, but, yeah. I'll go ahead and end it there. Thanks for watching. Peace out.